And let's see my positions. Let's see what's happening. Hopefully we're making some money. Well, we were before I came on. I was, not we were. I don't know what you guys are doing. You guys can see the screen. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go to the screen. All right, this is the 2-minute S&P 500. Not interested whatsoever. Okay, let's go to my positions. All right, so this is everything I did today. You guys, well, let's go to the positions first. You guys remember the lottery ticket? I still have that lottery ticket, but it may be coming to life. So I have Haynes. Okay, these are all my positions. I can't do more than what I'm doing here. I have 300 calls, October 18th expiration, $10 calls on Haynes Celestial. My cost is like a nickel. They're still at a nickel. I can't sell them though. They're probably going to expire worthless unless in the next 3 weeks stock moves up another 10%, and these will be like 20 cents. So still holding those. I bought these like almost like 3 weeks ago. Only spent like $1,600 buying 300 calls. I'm okay with it. Once in a while, I'll do this lotto ticket thing because I like the pattern, and I will show you guys the chart. Don't do this today. Don't. This definitely is a no. Don't do what I do. On some things, you should do what I do after you do your own due diligence, because it's not investment research. It's not investment advice, trading advice. Please. Okay. Okay. So what do I have? I added to the spider puts today. Now I'm long 15 of the October 18th expiration 565 puts with an average cost of 472. They are about 4 now, so I'm down about $771 in that position. Okay, all right. That's kind of a hedge with all the about 120 calls options I'm holding on other stuff. So, but if you guys can remember, I had sold because I was 12 and 12. I was long 12, short 12. I had sold, expiring today, 12 calls of the September 555 puts against my long position at 21.25 cents. They're going to expire worthless, obviously, because the index is nowhere near 555. So in that one, I'm taking in a gain of about 250. So overall in the S&P position, about 775 loss in the long puts. I will add to the puts as my long exposure grows. Again, I'm going to show you guys at the end what the equity trading looks like, right? So if I had just this position, I'd be down $500 on this position. So I'm down 770 on one, up 250 on one. I don't know, $500 loss overall. No big deal. And the next one is I started buying NVIDIA calls today just to balance my short exposure a little bit more, nothing major. I bought 4 options with an average cost of 417. They're 350. I will add, these are the October 18th expiration, $125 call. Stock went to 127. Now it's down to about 120 and change. Decent pullback, low volume. I get it, no problem. I will add to these when I see fit. So on this position, I'm down $132.41. Now, Lunar, let's look. I told you guys this on Wednesday. I bought 30. I wanted to buy more the next day. When the stock was down, the market maker wouldn't give it to me. And I said I wanted to buy more. These are the November $9 calls. Okay, stock is 870. It got up almost to 9. Now it's at 870 because the market kind of sold off a little bit. So I sold actually at the peak, almost at the peak, 5. So I like scaling in, I like scaling out. So I sold 5, as you guys can see here, 5 lunars at, I have orders standing. So, okay, filled orders. I sold 5 at $1.50. So my average cost on these were, or are still, $1. So I sold 5 at 150. That's a 50% gain. I'm still holding 25. They're November 15th expiration, $9 call options that I bought. So I'm going to, on this little pullback, intraday pullback probably, I will add to the 10s now. because now that my strike is coming closer, no need to add to those. Open a new position to the 10s. I'll look at the 10s in a minute. If they're worth it, I'll start scaling in. And the last position I have is Sleep Number. I told you guys about this. So I bought 50 calls with an average cost of 95 cents. Wednesday, actually. Those calls right now are 150. So position up 50%, except I have only 40. I like scaling in, scaling out. So this morning when the stock was above 18, I sold 10 of those at $1.70, which is right up here. I'm highlighting it. Right up here, SNBR 6 and 4. I sold 10 of them at 170. So I took some profit. Always a good thing to take profit. So the profit that I took on Sleep Number was 700. Okay, the profit I took on Lunar was 125. I opened some new positions, and then now I'm going to show you guys the overall equity trading, right? And this is the bottom line. This is the bottom line. This is my P&L for the day, right? And it's constantly changing, obviously. So I still have the Hain. I still have the loss on Hain because they're priced at a nickel. I still have the loss on the S&P 500, Lunar gain, and Sleep Number gain. This is my P&L for the day. Okay, accounts up $3,930 and whatever, 26 cents or whatever. And on the open positions now, because there is losses, right, on Hain, and there is losses in NVIDIA, and there is losses in the S&P 500 at the moment, right? So on the open positions, the totals are 1,540, 1,556 is changing every second. So meaning, at the moment, if I closed everything up, everything, at the current market prices, my equity would be up 1,500. This is the total P&L, this is the daily P&L, right? So you have these tools. So my account, is up. What will I do? Well, I will hold on to Sleep Number. Now, I will show you guys, I have sell orders in Sleep Number scaling out. I have 10 options to sell at 160. I sold 10 at 170. I have 10 options to sell at 180, 10 at 190, 10 at 2. You guys see how I'm scaling in, scaling out? Because I don't know where the top is going to be of a stock. But my anticipation is that if this is for the day, by the way, this is not open order. So if it doesn't happen, all these orders get canceled, and then I'll play again. I'll decide again what to do on Monday. But if it happens, if Sleep Number, gets to about 18 and a half, all these will be sold and then scale out, and with an average cost about 180. So I had 50 of them with a cost of 95 cents. Well, that's 85 cents times 50 is like $4,200, right? I'm going to take that profit for sure. And same thing, I have sell orders above, small ones, 5 lots at a time. I actually have only 5 at $1.60 on Lunar, right? November's, my cost is $1. I'll take $1.60, keep 20 over now, but I'm going to start opening the $10 strike call, same November 10th, probably while we're doing the here. NVIDIA, we'll see. It's like a little bit of a hedge on my short position. I will definitely sell now against my long puts. I will sell next Friday's puts. Again, the 555 is probably taking another 30 cents, 25 to 30 cents. So this week, my cost has actually been lowered by doing this strategy, right? I sold the short-term puts against my long-term long puts and lowered my cost by 21 cents. Next week, I'll sell them again for next Friday. And if the S&P drops to 555, then what? Those long puts that are for now, 402, 404, right? My cost is 472, are going to be probably a 12, right? But by then, I would have liquidated, I would have rotated and liquidated out of the Sleep Number and out of Lunar, because when the market goes down, everything goes down. And I probably will take a loss. But then the numbers, look at the numbers, right? I'm trying to have enough balance that, yes, we could get a sell-off, So I'm protected against the sell-off. So all the long calls I have is much longer dated, November's as opposed to October's, right? So they're not going to hit the wall again. Even if we do have a sell-off, I have a chance to come back again. So you guys understand my mindset, right? How I'm playing, the time, the duration, and magnitude of what I'm doing. And I'm still 80% in cash, right? And I'm always open to new ideas. So I'm going to go back to the main screen. Actually, not main screen. Go to the charts and go through my chart list. Let's see, and then I'll answer all the questions, and then we'll end it today. And if you guys are going to come back on Monday, which I highly recommend for trading with Sergio, I have like a ridiculously important meeting, Zoom call at 9:30. It's supposed to last half hour, but they never last. So just for this Monday, I'm moving trading with Sergio to 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, because I'm anticipating that this call is going to go longer. So let's go to the charts. And let's go through the MAX 7 and the usual watch list. This is the 2-minute chart of the S&P, still basically sideways. Let's look at the daily, 1 year, 1 day. New highs. I mean, I don't know. What do you want me to say? Just it's there. But when it happens, it will happen. But I'm kind of positioned for it. And my exposure is really 20% of my total equity. So I'm not worried whatsoever. But then I have protected kind of myself with the open positions I have. And the other thing is the stocks I have with the market down today a little bit, nothing major, are outperforming, right? So let's go through my watch list and then I'll answer questions and then we'll finish today's power hour. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to go through the MAX 7 first, Apple. So as you guys can see, the positions are here. 15 long of the October 18th, 565 puts, and short 12, which are expiring today, which I'm going to roll to next week's and sell more and lower my costs some more, and hope that we do get a crack to 555, because then, the 565 will be completely in the money, and they'll be like $12 minimum. If they're 10 in the money, it'll be a couple of dollars in time premium probably. Let's go Apple. Apple's still going sideways, depends, right? Above the 20, above the 50, above the 200, nothing wrong with it. It looks pretty good, actually. We'll see. But my targets with Apple is going to be like old high right here. If it goes above 233, definitely new highs coming up. If it goes below, this is the pivot right here. If it goes below the 20 EMA, actually about 224, definitely going lower. Meta probably making new highs. What a winner this stock has been. Yeah, just all-time new high almost every day. Amazon, and rolling over a little bit, nothing, just pulling back to, if you're going to buy the dip, this is the dip that you're waiting for, right? If it dips down to 182, you should be a buyer with a tight stop. Really nothing major. Microsoft, same thing, just kind of digesting the gains. Netflix, same. I mean, these are, the worst one is Google. Google is the worst out of the Mag 7. Nvidia, in its coattails, it's pulling back a little bit, but, found kind of visited resistance, really nothing major. But above the 20, above the 50, watch it. Although if it does dip, if it does get below, right, this number right here, about 113, definitely I'll be going short. That's the support area right there. Still going sideways. Look, there is nothing wrong with this chart. It had a massive uptrend. It just got really volatile. I'm telling you, it looks just like this period right here with a much wider range. I don't know. It's not bearish, man. If anybody's bearish on Nvidia, I don't know. So let's go through my absolute new watch list. I had a couple of small names, honestly. I don't know why. But then you guys will see. Affirm, same thing. Pulling back onto the 20-day. Look, I traded this, and I told you guys, again, not trading or investment advice. MACD has turned down. I'm really getting cautious on these names that I really liked. I will not buy this pullback on a firm, although I will buy it if it pulled back to the 50 EMA, which is about 36.72, 37. Patience, patience, patience. It could be in a trading range before it makes new highs. So, if it's going to be in a 36 to 46 trading range, I'll take it all day long. I added Albemarle. Why I added Albemarle? Albemarle is ALB is the symbol. It fits my criteria, not technically anyway. This is a lithium stock. And I was listening to Elon yesterday. He said, if you're an investor, buy lithium stocks. I'm like, let me look at a basket of lithium stocks. So I don't own it. ALB is the symbol. Let's look at it along the way. It's just downtrend, man. I don't see much here. But then it's always good to add. And just like Baba was in a downtrend forever. And then, when things turn, you got to be on it. So add it to your watch list, ALB. Oh my God. What the heck? This was a $300 number? Wow. Okay, definitely add it to your watch list. I mean, still massive downtrend. Under is 20, above it's just 50 and 20. But yeah, just add it. It's they're much better charts than this. But let's listen to Elon. Doesn't mean he's right. He said lithium, so I went and figured out a whole bunch of lithium stocks. I'm like, okay, if Elon says so, let me take a look. I didn't go jump on it because it's Elon. So you guys know, do your due diligence. So it's one of the new ones. AMD, obviously, did well with microns. Yeah, broke out. Definite buy on pullbacks with 161, 162, 160, or anywhere above the 20 EMA, about 158. Definitely buy point. Patience. ASTS, I missed it by absolutely a nickel on the October 18th calls today. When the stock was 19, calls were $120. Now they are 250, 60-ish or more. I'm kicking myself. I was putting a key reversal day in. Although, it's under its 20, under its 50. MACD is going down. I was like, do I really want to mess with it before the weekend? But of course, the ones that you don't do are the best ones. Avago. But then I don't kill myself. I forget about it. Short-term memory. Avago, definitely buy on a pullback. 165. Be all over it. It's my favorite. Making me so much money on my long-term portfolio is Alibaba. How you guys like them apples? It's gone parabolic now. That's why I'm selling the 110 calls, October 110s against my position. Even if it pulls back to 100, which it will, or 95, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to eat $10, but then I'm taking in some premium, so lower my cost basis. Beautiful chart. When I told you guys this 3 months ago when I first started the channel, a lot of people were like, it's a Chinese stock, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, Alibaba has a long way to go. Alibaba was like a $200 number. It got down to 70s. And, remember those patterns I talked to you guys about? Cup and handles, long-term bases, breakouts. Well, it was there. So don't say I didn't say so. Love that. Technically in every which way. Okay. That's Alibaba. Bilibili. Talked about it before and also on Wednesday. Another Chinese stock. What I do is I start rotating and I start paying more attention to different stocks when I see it fit. So, I'll put up some Chinese names. Look at that one. Gone parabolic. This was a much higher number too. It kind of went sideways, sideways, sideways. This is exactly what fits my setup, right? Sideways, 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 breakout. You jump on it. Baidu. There's Baidu. It's just getting going. Just went above the 200. So any pullback on these, on Baba, Baidu, Bilibili, please put it on your watch list. Look at your moving averages. It's way too far now, but let's look at a 3-year chart on Baidu. Yeah, I mean, it was a $160 number, got down to 80, down 50%, now breaking out. Yes, sir. Buy on pullback. See, these are the ones that you want to buy on dips, not NVIDIAs and things like that. So you got to rotate. So you got to rotate when they give you a chance to rotate. And so if Baidu pulls back to 100, I start initiating positions. Billy, BILI, just kind of the eyeballing the buy points. 18, anywhere around 18. Stock is 23, so we're asking for a big pullback, but they will pull back. Don't worry. Same thing on Baba. Baba, yeah, 100, maybe 95 to 100. Start getting in. Now we'll go sideways. You know what I mean? And then next leg up will show up. So 10 cent is 10 cent is TME, I think, but I'm not interested in that one. So anyway, that's the Chinese group that I'm looking at. Bitcoin definitely breaking out. BITX, double Bitcoin. We talked about that. Kind of, still in a downtrend, still in that channel. But as you guys know, I talk quite a bit about MicroStrategy. Testing the highs. If I had it, I'd sell it. Hit 180 today. It's already 173 in a trading range. But Michael Saylor is turning out to be right. Kava, very cautious on Kava now. Actually, I lightened up some more today on my long-term portfolio. MACD, definite bearish divergence. I don't like it. I think I'll pull back to 109, 110, maybe 90, maybe lower, maybe to 100. I'll pay attention there. I'm lightening up on this portfolio and I'm rotating to the other ones, right? Because you guys always have to rotate to see what's happening. Let's see. CLSK, I know Mojotronics is going to ask that, but I don't know, man. It's not getting any help, although it's $10. I think it was 9 before. Carvana, right? Definitely very cautious with Carvana. I mean, it's better than Kava, but so remember First Solar, right? See, same stocks, but then like he keeps grinding up. The breakout was about 238. Hit about 260 today, 263. Now it's turning, putting actually a key reversal date, but above it's 50, above it's 200, above it's 20. Pullbacks to about 240, 245 should be looked into. Goldman Sachs. I added a couple of financials to my rotation today. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs was up a lot more. Kind of going sideways. I mean, it looks like the IWM, which is Russell 2000, which I'll look at in a minute. And JP Morgan. Those are the two financials. Actually, Goldman looks better than JP Morgan. Robinhood. One little trading thing. Top of the range. Everything is pretty much that I'm looking at the top of the range or just getting going, right? IWM, Russell 2000, top of the range, right? So you guys got to pay attention to these things. So let's look at Lunar. We talked about this Monday and Wednesday. Don't say I didn't say so. That's Lunar right there. Consolidated, turning up, decent volume. MACD's up. I have a sell order of 5 lots at 160. I sold 5 at 150. I'm going to rotate to the 10s now. I think a little bit more sideways in the breakout. Definitely going to test about 12, 13. There's a catalyst here. They got a $4 billion NASA contract. I think stock's done going down. Lumen was the other one. LUMN. I talked about it. I don't know. 4.5. I don't own it. And just be a watcher, really. Top of the range. Be careful with it. MicroStrategy I talked about. Micron. Earnings came out. Blew it out. Definite buyer. I mean, give me a chance now. That's the one you buy on dips. 102 down to 100. Definite buyer on Micron. Why didn't I buy before the earnings? I didn't know. It could have been down here. It could have been 70. So I don't want to risk anything. And the implied volatility was way too high for this play. Nvidia as well. I looked at it, but let's look at it again because I'm going to add a couple of more calls shortly. Yeah, before we leave, I'll probably add a couple of calls. The other ALB was the one lithium stock. PLL is Piedmont Lithium. It's an American lithium company. I looked at this one. I'm going like, this looks like death. I go, Elon, I don't know why you're smoking again, but I go like, I don't know, maybe he's way too early. I don't know. But this, I added it to my list, but I mean, no reason for me to do anything with this yet. But I added it to my list because I want to have a different visual and go back 3 years. Oh shit. This thing was $70. Huh. Downtrend of all, mother of all downtrends. Still in a downtrend. It's not kind of curling up. It was down as low as 7. Now it's at 9. Okay, add it to your, I mean, just going to go sideways probably in a trading range and then break out finally. When it breaks out, you guys will at least have an idea of what's happening. There was another rocket stock. That's why I wanted to buy that. I added RKLB, Rocket Labs. Look at that. Huh? How beautiful is that? See, you guys got to find these. And then you guys got to tell me some. Look at that. This looks exactly like Lunar to me, just went up, new high, kind of consolidated, and then next leg. Now I wouldn't buy it, but now just go sideways. It seems like that's why I wanted to buy ASTS this morning, like a dumbass. My bias is negative. I'm like, it's Friday. Why do I even mess with it? I was going to buy the October 25 calls, buck 20. I put them actually at buck 15. They get to 115, 125. Of course, that's the low. And now they're like 2.5, double in a day. Oh, well, big deal. Little bug-eye robots is getting moving today. Back into the rotation. Serve Robotics. It went from, if you guys have been following me, it went from 2 to 24. I traded between 2 and 8. And then after I sold it, it went to 24. I sold it like with a quadruple. And I'm like crying the next week. Obviously, HFT algos got involved and, all this good stuff. Now, it's kind of going sideways to curling up. Back to the rotation. See, downtrends go downtrends. I'm going to show you one thing. Super microcomputers, right? See, I'm not going to show CELH because what's his name is here. WeZoom is here. Tesla, top of range. If I had it, I would not want it. I mean, maybe another 10 points in it, but it's definitely, I think it's going to be one of those buy on rumor, sell on fact, which is Robotaxi event coming up. A lot of people asking me, are you going? I'm like, I didn't get my invitation. We're trying our best, but we'll see. Unity software, I added it, as you guys know, because of massive option plays happening. I like it. Pull back to 20, definite buy. Okay. Upstart, another one. I mean, no man's land. Nowhere near what I want to do with it yet, but when it gets there, I know I'll do it. What else? Yeah. Oh, Zim. Remember Zim integrated shipping, new high. I bought, this one is another one. I bought the $20 calls, October 20s, a ton of it at 50 cents, blew it out of buck 20, buck 10 with 100% gain. They would be like $6 today. But then never cry over spilled milk.